All right, the whole exercise at the Senate will be ending a few minutes to midnight, according to the Speaker of the Senate, Amason Kingi. Precisely, they estimate that around 10 minutes to midnight, the show shall have ended. Now, earlier today, the embattled governor was taken to task to explain to the plenary and, of course, to defend herself on the 7 charges she is facing. Now, the governor claims there have been forces from the county who want her impeached. Now, the governor, who was cross-examined, claims there was no evidence provided by the county assembly implicating her or tying her to any of the 7 charges that I'll be showing you shortly. Now, the governor added that it was unfortunate that the county assembly was opposed to some of the projects she has been running for more than 12 years around the county.
Honorable DMK Kiogora says, mimi sitatishwa, sitawekwa uoga. What was he making reference to?
He was making reference to the leaders, the national leaders, and also the party leaders that were telling them to keep off from supporting the government. And also he is also talking about the Kumi Bila breaks, because the people of Meru have started another slogan again, Kumi Bila breaks, and they were warned as MCAs not to continue saying Kumi Bila breaks. So he's telling the people that come from Nairobi to keep off. They want development.
Thank you. Madam Governor, you have been accused of not being capable of working with leaders in Meru, particularly members of County Assembly. And this particular allegation was that you were only able to work for a few weeks after you reconciled with the MCAs. Is that true?
That is not true.
That is not true.
Yes.
To the best of your knowledge, for how long have you been having an harmonious working relationship with members of County Assembly?
We've been working together with the members of County Assembly until the last almost 2 months only.
The last 2 months?
Yes.
Are you talking about the month of August and September?
August and September.
Yes. So it is your evidence that throughout the year, save for the 2 months, you have been in a perfect working relationship with members of County Assembly.
Extra perfect relationship working with members of County Assembly.
What made it possible for you to have this harmonious working relationship with the members of County Assembly? Did you have any intentional efforts to mend the fallout that you had with MCAs? Did you make any efforts after the impeachment?
The first solution was made by this Senate the last time we were here, and I followed the advice of senators. We want to sit down with the MCAs. We again sat and had a lengthy discussion with some other leaders, and from there we've been working together.
Right, now there have been so many charges that are brought before Kawira Mwangaza. Now, the first impeachment happened last year in December. I'll be telling you the difference between the charges that happened last year in December and, of course, the charges that were brought to the Senate this time around. Let's begin with last year when she was impeached for the first time, but she was saved by the Senate. So the impeachment, in this impeachment, the votes were 68 members of the County Assembly against 79, and the mover of that motion was one Dennis Kiogora. He is a Bogeta member of the County Assembly. Now, the charges that were brought before the Senate at that time was nepotism, illegal appointments, and lawful dismissal. And of course, there were those of usurping of the constitutional and statutory functions of county organs. You will realize some of these charges that were brought in the last impeachment were also included in this impeachment, or rather there were new charges, same as the old ones. Apart from that, in the last impeachment, there was inciting, there was bullying, there was vilification and misleading campaigns against other leaders. And of course, before that, there was forceful entry into the county assembly precincts. There's a division between the executive and the legislative arm also in the county assembly. So the executive and the legislature, they clashed on this. Now, this first point had been a main point of discussion in this trials currently underway in the Senate. Apart from that, there was violation of the Public Finance Management Act, misconduct related to the nomination of County Executive Committee members. Remember what Kawira did when she got into office? Presented a list to the County Assembly for nomination to the positions of the CECs, but the County Assembly declined, only approving 3, and that was a big issue then. And of course, it came back to haunt her during the impeachment in the last year, so the first impeachment. Apart from that, let's talk about how she went before the Senate at that time. The mode of impeachment was a special committee in the Senate, just a select number of senators who had her case and of course passed to judgment, and you know the outcome already because she was saved by the Senate during the first impeachment. Let's now move on to what's going on currently, because it's happening in the Senate. The number of votes was 59 members of County Assembly, 10 abstained from voting. Now, the move of this motion was Carrier Evans Mawira. He is a Mitungu member of County Assembly. He's the majority leader in the Meru County Assembly. He was the mover of that motion. All right, technology, because I see it doesn't want to move. I wanted to show you the other offenses, but they are related to this. If we get it, we'll show you, because there are 7 offenses, and most of these that have been captured in the first impeachment have actually also been captured. Nepotism is still playing big. Illegal appointments, unlawful dismissal and usurping of the constitutional and statutory functions of the county organs has also made some headlines, and inciting and bullying and vilification have also been spoken about at the Senate, and of course there were grounds for impeachment. There are a total of 7 counts. After the break,